This NFL preseason week 3 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. Bet $100 at WynnBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by the College Football Experience. Get ready for the college football season by checking out all 131 college football team previews. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFB. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFB.
Hey, it's Peyton Manning, and you're listening to SGPN. Let's rock.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I am Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, real money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Sean, we're picking games. We're close to live ammunition. We're close to live fire. We have week 0 college football picks coming out later today. Holy shit. We still got to talk about preseason though, right? NFL. What's more important?
We get to talk about NFL preseason.
Gun to your head.
Yep.
If you didn't have God's eye, are you watching week 0 college football? There is a game in Ireland, Sean. You like Irish people, or are you watching preseason football this Saturday?
You gotta go. You gotta go college football because there's some good matchups. We'll talk about those later, but there's still a lot of fun Thursday, Friday, and then even Saturday. Talking, NFL. I mean, NFL preseason is pretty sweet. Even though Game 3. It's a bit of a crapshoot as far as who's playing what.
It feels like some teams could play starters for long periods of time.
Yeah, it gets wonkier and wonkier as we go along.
Might play no one.
Yeah.
So
but hey, coming off a good week, you were Ryan because we gave out essentially 3 locks. We both double locked. Show lock for the Ravens. You hit,
which by the way, still happening.
Yes, it's crazy. So you were 2-1 on your locks, but then you also hit the Steelers. We gave it out at +155 on the money line. I went 3-0 with my locks.
Hell yeah.
Commandos let me down on the money line. But other than that, pretty again, there's we'll pick every game. Definitely gonna have to choose your spots with some of these. Ryan, speaking of choosing your spot, our spot for betting the National Football League or college football is, of course, WynnBet. That's right, bet big, win bigger with WynnBet. Head over there, get bet $100, get $100 free bet. Yes, please. They also got the first quarterback to the first quarterback in the NFL to throw 5 touchdown prop market. That's super fun. A bunch of over/under player props, win totals, division futures, of course. We just recorded 32 individual team betting previews. Just started close to finishing up, or we did finish up all our college football win totals as well. We're joined by the great Bud Foster. So, and again, all these lines we're picking coming right from WynnBet. All you got to do is go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Get started there today. Oh, and of course, 100% deposit bonus at the WynnBet Casino.
Yes, sir.
Bet big, win bigger with WynnBet. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where playthrough WynnBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. We're also brought to you by Run Your Pool. That's right, Run Your Pool. It's home of competition. Any sort of pool you're running, pick'em, survivor, fantasy pool, it is your one-stop shop when it comes to running pools. And we're actually teaming up with them, running our very own NFL Survivor Pool. Again, you know how Survivor Pool works, but you're going to be competing, going head to head with the other SGP listeners, SGPN personalities. Everyone in the SGPN umbrella is entered in this Survivor Pool. $500, winner take all. It's free to enter. All you got to do to reserve your spot is head over to play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. That's play.runyourpool.com preseason.com/SGPN. And again, $250 gift certificate to the SGPN store, $500 in cash for the winner. And it's again, it's just a fun game to play, a fun way to get involved. And then once you sign up for our contest, feel free to run your own and run it on Run Your Pool.
And Sean, we're going to be doing an episode breaking down how to win a Survivor pool. So I will say this: I'm sitting there looking at the Week 1 picks right now, and I know anecdotally we're going to jokingly say we're taking the Texans. Not a joke. Tough to find a good home team here.
Yeah,
tough to find. The Onions play. I've decided it. It's Baker Mayfield. You feeling dangerous?
Wake up feeling dangerous. They're at least as people who realize the Texans are going to be live dogs. It's tough looking at that slate and seeing like who is the obvious.
It's
like,
all road teams.
Like if you had to guess, Ryan, who is the obvious chalky play for the Survivor contest? Bengals, really?
Against the Steelers.
Division game.
Again, it's when you're
Trey Lance and the 49ers road favorites.
If
you look at the biggest spreads, it's crazy.
And if you just flat out think about how many teams are road chalk Week 1, it could be a bloodbath. We could be dealing with a situation where we lose half the listeners after Week 1 because they've lost all their money. Sean, they got to listen to us. Lot of sharks in the water. I mean, what is half the card road chalk for? Sean's playing blackjack, I think. Half the card road chalk for Week 1
for us.
No, I'm saying, is it?
Oh yeah.
Which that always makes a Survivor pool more difficult, right? You have the Bills, the Saints, the Ravens. You have the Colts. You have the 49ers, the Eagles, Packers, Bucks, Chiefs, tons of teams, Broncos. It's insane. Anyway, excited to break that down later. Should we talk about a little preseason football?
Let's go. Let's talk a little preseason football.
Anything else to note from last week in the preseason? People have asked me for my official comment on the Kayvon Thibodeau. Hit below
alleged illegal block.
My only issue with it, I don't have an issue with the hit. It sucks. It's obviously unnecessary for the cleats to grip that firmly into the fucking turf. But shout out to fucking turf because I mean, literally, middle school age daughter had the same exact thing happen where the cleats just stick. But my issue with it is Randy Moss thought you raised a man. A man doesn't do that and then walk past and not even look at the carnage he created. So Thaddeus Moss, clear piece of shit.
Oh wow.
Randy Moss, dog, getting mossed means now getting cowardly chop blocked by a tight end who might not make the roster and is just Joe Burrow's fuck boy. All right, moving on to actual picks we can make. And Sean, I figured since we're getting close to the regular season, I'd bring up some betting splits too. Start getting in the habit of looking at all the data. Thursday night, we got a nice game here. Honestly, it looks good on the screen. I remember these were some of my favorite Madden sims. The Green Bay Packers. Shout out to the Brat Stop, beautiful Kenosha, Wisconsin. -1 taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. +100 on the money line. -120 for the Packers. 36 the total. First game kicking off is between two teams and coaches who really have zero fucks to give about winning a game.
No, but I think Andy Reid as of late has kind of cared. I mean, he played Patrick Mahomes like for a number of series.
Well, here's my take on this. Jordan Love, are you playing him to trade him?
No.
You're hiding him to trade him.
No, I think they play him just because they know they're stuck with him. They've seemingly have played him. He played a decent amount in that Saints game and looked okay. That being said, I think I'm going Chiefs here. I have to
go Chiefs.
Yeah, I think there's enough I've seen out of the Chiefs in this preseason. Again, they really laid down for the Bears Week 1, but partly maybe because of the Bears defense. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Mahomes again for this game, and the fact that like last time when they played the Commanders, I was thinking Commanders was a good play, but Chiefs came out and they got out to a big enough lead that even the Commanders couldn't come back on it. So I'm going Chiefs here.
And again, it's preseason, so take it with a grain of salt. But this certainly is a game that stands out where you're seeing a tremendous amount of money being bet on the Packers to move the number. Right, the Packers were not the favorite in this game when it opened. So we're gonna take Kansas City. We're gonna fade the early week steam and The 5:15 on the West Coast. We got a doubleheader. It's not really a doubleheader because the games are on at the same time, but we get a little Niners Texans. This game not as aesthetically pleasing when it comes to the uniforms and the colors, but boy, Kyle Shanahan and the flat brim and Trey Lance. Honestly, Trey Lance wears that black Niners uni nicely. So I do think he wears a trim uniform. I still don't think he can play football, but he looks good in a football uniform. -4 for the Niners. What are we doing here? -180 on the money line. Texans +150, 50.5 is the total. This is a no brainer money line for me.
Yeah,
Lovie
this might
Smith,
even be a
competition. When you have bad teams, you have a lot of scrap. You have a lot of meat on the bone for these guys to get at in the last game. I mean, if you look around the league, you want to find a team that has a lot of spots that that there's a lot of difference between the beat writers' final 53. That tells me there's going to be a lot of competition. So I'm shocked to see the number where it is right here.
Yeah,
I don't know what we're doing with that.
I think it was because last week the 49ers were like a big dog against the Vikings and then won outright by 10 points.
You can't do that.
Houston again, they didn't look amazing, but ended up getting a nice win against the Rams there, and they got it late. Like they're Kyle Allen, Jeff Driscoll. Again, these are not great quarterbacks by any means, but they actually balled out in the preseason.
But Kyle Allen is better than the average guy playing at the end of these preseason games.
I would grade
shout
them
out to
above
David Boyle, Tim Boyle. Shout out to Hard Knocks.
I would grade them above Nate Sudfeld and Brock Purdy. So
Brock Purdy's interesting, but yeah, I mean, we all know how complex that offense is up there.
And I think Texans, for the most part, to your point, are playing to win. Lovie seems to have them fired up. They beat the Rams, they beat the Saints. Like I think they're trying to win these games.
I think when you're a losing team and a losing franchise, like as stupid as it sounds, Lovie Smith came in and said, "Well, we have to establish winning culture." You saw how much it meant to Detroit to win a game, to start getting that. What was it? To get the dirt out of your pants. I've never had that much sand or dirt in my pants, so I don't know what Dan Campbell gets into, but I think there is something to that. So yeah, Lovie Smith trying to win. This is money line potential. Let's move over to Saturday, Sean. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Buffalo heads to Carolina. -6 for the Panthers. -165 on the money line. +135 for the Bills. 37 is the total. Again, like, why are we? Is this a Matt Rule? I mean, if Matt Rule and the Carolina Panthers were dogs, I would love them in this spot.
I don't even know, because the Bills, I mean, look out, because they could be the next Baltimore Ravens. They seem
Matt Barkley. I mean, they don't have any trash quarterbacks on the roster.
No, they really don't.
I'm giving a compliment to Case Keenum and Matt Barkley. Very backhandedly, but
Case Keenum, that first game against the Colts, they were maybe fortunate to get that win in the cover, but they had some bad breaks with the turnovers. But then last week against the Broncos, they destroyed them 42-15. They really put it on them. Again, the Bills have shown their hand. They're a team that cares about preseason, and Carolina, I don't know necessarily if they do. Like,
you're not going to get rich laying 6 points in the preseason with a team like the Panthers,
unless it's the Ravens. But yeah,
exactly.
And Josh Allen could play. I mean, he played last game. I don't know how long, but even if they just get him in for that first couple series, get a touchdown.
You don't play next week. If I'm a first
and the Panthers, this spread makes no sense to me. The Panthers just lost Matt Corral for the season. So like whatever depth quarterback they were looking to play, who is that guy? I have no idea even.
Well, it's PJ Walker, dude.
It's PJ Walker,
XFL
right? So
legend.
I kind of like PJ, but I mean the Bills quarterbacks, their backups are so much better.
Sam Darnold's gonna get that tape so he can get on his third team.
This is a great play. Let's go.
5 p.m. Saturday. Chargers heading to the New Orleans. Saints -3, -165 on the money line, +135 for the Chargers. 37 is the total. Rare favorite. I'm gonna pound here because I don't think the Chargers have. If I'm the Chargers, this is like I'm already pissed off. They're making me travel to the East Coast here, or not quite the East Coast, but they're making me travel a shitload for no good reason in week 3 of the preseason. I'm going full Well, I'm blanking on the San Antonio basketball coach. I'm going full Popovich.
Right. Use what the kids are calling quiet quitting. Have you heard that phrase?
I'm not. Don't even get
quiet quitting. It's where you show up at your job and you just don't. You do the very very bare minimal and like don't do anything extra. You're quiet quitting.
You want a quick aside? So not knowing that was what it was called, I had a dude quiet quit on me one time, and then when it came time to fire his ass, went to HR and complained that he was being targeted. They'll do anything. These lazy little pieces of I tell the kids all the time, Jello. That's this whole generation, just soft. Yeah, I'm taking the Saints here.
Okay.
Are you taking the Saints here?
Oh, sorry. I was busy on my quiet quitting quest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, Chargers. They've been.
I don't think
Saints are 0-5 against the spread in the last 5 preseason games. That's what I'm worried about.
But what have the Chargers done?
Chargers haven't done either. They haven't done much either.
If you're the Chargers and they're making you fly to New Orleans, are you not boycotting the shit out of this game? Like,
is Andy Dalton going to play? I don't know why. You know what? I can't do it because I bet on the Saints. I bet on the Saints last week, and it was just way too much Ian Book. No, Ian Book. They didn't play Andy Dalton at all. I bet on the Saints thinking that Andy Dalton would get some time. I'm going Chargers +3. I like your travel theory, but I can't back Ian Book.
It's a good theory. That's a good stance to have. All right. Another 5 p.m. game. The Seahawks, they're heading to Dallas.
What?
Pete
This
Carroll
is insane.
and the Seahawks are laying 7 points, -300 on the money line. Dallas
This
plus
is a hilarious
240.
spread.
37 is the total. I'm so much so I'm going to go back to WinBet and double check that I didn't do something to screw up the number. Nope, it's accurate. All right, so it is a loophole because it's the preseason, but I think we have to take the Cowboys here, Sean.
Yes.
That is
Seattle looked really bad.
They were trying and they're bad.
No, that's the thing. They're trying to care about preseason and they still haven't been able to get it done.
Poor Pete Carroll.
Yeah. Drew Lock didn't miss last week because of COVID, but is that really going to swing? Why is
Drew Lock is expected to play most of the game? That's the handicap. Drew Lock is favorite. Drew Lock,
a 7-point road favorite.
You can't lay 7 with Drew.
And I don't think it happens again. It was probably an outlier, but Dallas's return, Kevontae Turpin had 2 kickoff and a punt return for a touchdown. I don't know if that happens again. So, it's
going to be Cooper Rush and Ben DiNucci. So McCarthy's nephew, but DiNucci's going to be getting some time.
This is really hard, but I think you have to take the team getting 7 points.
Yeah. And Kevontae Turpin is not on this roster, so he's like he could ball.
He's fun.
He's a legit star, man. Like someone's got to take a stab on him. Maybe the Chiefs pick him up.
No, you don't think they're going to cut him? The guy had 2 return touchdowns.
Is he on the? You think he's made the roster?
I think you figure out a way to get a guy like that.
Here's
on
my
your roster.
prediction: they try to sneak him onto the practice squad, and someone snakes him. The Houston Texans. All right, next up, little Patriot love here. Belichick getting to play tummy sticks with one of his former coaches, heading to Vegas. Well, I wonder if they're going to be at the table throwing dice ahead of time. Josh McDaniels and the Raiders laying a point, -120 on the money line, +100 for the Patriots. 37.5 is the total. This is tough. A movable force versus a big rock. Belichick.
Pats are 8-0 against the spread. Last 8 preseason games as dogs. Raiders 5-1 against spread. Last 6 preseason games as favorites. But Raiders have turned into both teams. Raiders are 10-2 against the spread, and Patriots are 10-3 against the spread in their last 12 and 13 games. Like they've both kind of turned into teams that care about the preseason, care about covering.
It's because they don't have Tom Brady anymore in New England. They have more competition. I mean, look, at the end of the day, is this a full Bailey Zappi game?
Yeah, I would imagine.
So here's the quarterback matchup, because if you just hear it out loud, maybe we're too close to Bailey Zappi. But Bailey Zappi season last year.
Bailey Zappi looked good.
But this is a Bailey Zappi versus Jared Stidham and Chase Garber's game. Who are you taking? I'm taking Bailey Zappi all day. Twice on Saturday.
Yeah, he did throw a pick last.
I don't care though. That dude,
And Mac Jones did get in for 8 attempts, 4 completions, 61 yards.
Bailey Zappi's problem is he's undersized, right? He got it done in college, and this is preseason. He's not going against like full blown NFL guys. I like. I'll
go New England. It's close. This is probably. I don't think this is going to make it into my lock pile.
Bailey Zappi should not be a dog against Jared Stidham in any
Jared
situation.
Stidham does really kind of suck. So. Not shocking.
And the Raiders are such an established veteran team on offense. Like they're going to be playing the dudes. Outside the roster, you know.
Well, but then let's one final thing before we cement the Patriots pick.
Josh Jacobs getting traded.
McDaniels versus the brain trust that is Matt Patricia and Joe Judge calling plays. Are we worried about that, Ryan? We're picking Matt Patricia. But here's I think our loophole. Here's our loophole. They don't scheme up in the preseason. So base offense, base defense. Yeah. We're actually okay.
I think so. But I mean, shout out to the Greenlight Pod. They've gone into a couple different conversations about how bad of an idea having this kind of brain trust offensive coordinator thing is. Like multiple unnamed players, unnamed quarterbacks were saying this is a unmitigated disaster just from the structure of it. Like you can't have this many people giving you your TPS reports. You know what I mean? That's what's happening here. All right. So not moving on.
Yeah. Well, also let's check in with the YouTube chat, youtube.com/sports gambling podcast.
We're kind of negging them right now.
Cody Zeeb, company man, wishing happy birthday to Ryan Kramer. Happy birthday to you.
Of all the people to say happy birthday, Cody is on point.
Cody, thank you for wishing Ryan a happy birthday. Ryan's turning red right now. He's so embarrassed. James S saying my second season with you guys. Thanks for checking in, James. Trevor just types in Ravens. We will get to them later, but yes, one more time. And then Justin Barg, who accidentally commented from his work business account, but saying love some DGen action mid workday. I guess I shouldn't have said his name, but
let us know if you need us to delete that comment.
Yeah,
we don't want you to get fired.
And Justin Barg says, "Happy birthday, Ryan! 45." Oh wow.
Man. 45
See,
yards.
Ryan, that's
45 yards.
That's why you got to get the hot yoga. It looks great for your complexion, keeps you young.
Oh, what are you? People are just a beard just ages you a little bit. It's fine. It's wisdom. It's wisdom, not beauty, Sean.
Brian, speaking of wisdom, you got to be pretty wise. You got to be pretty wise in this gambling world. And you know where you can help you with some gambling wisdom? That's right. The good folks over at oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. First off, one-stop shop when it comes to the best offers, promos, sign-up codes, etc. They also hit you with player stats, game stats, injury reports, game day weather, a little bit of everything you need to get started and dominate. Live scores and bet tracking, play-by-play updates. They really have you covered. All you got to do is go to oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. And we're also brought to you by Sleeper. Of course, you know Sleeper is the fastest growing fantasy platform on the market. We use it for our SGPN Dynasty League. They have over 4 million users, and now it's even more exciting with the over/under game. I've been playing some MLB player props, and you can actually copy my picks or anyone in our group chat there. New over/under game is a ton of fun. You can win 2x all the way to 20x the amount you put in. And then NFL, obviously NFL right around the corner, and they got you covered there. It's going to be so fun. I mean, imagine your fantasy teams there, and then you can also just play over under on the player props, 2x all the way up to 20x, and you get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's sleeper.com/SGP, sleeper.com/SGP, 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Last but not least, you're wondering where we get all this energy to dominate all these episodes, put out all this amazing content. We are fueled by Trade Coffee. Wakes me up in the morning, keeps me going in the afternoon. Do I have to sell coffee to you? If you're a DGen, you're staying up late, watching the Hawaii game, waking up early to grind out, listen to Colby's college football show. It's nonstop gambling action, football right around the corner, and you need some energy. Trade Coffee delivers it. Some of the best freshly roasted beans delivered from 60 of the country's best craft roasters. The smell of the beans when they come in your mailbox is just amazing. I love it. I look forward to the Trade coffee being delivered every time it comes. And over 5 million bags of fresh coffee with more than 750,000 positive reviews. And right now, Trade is offering a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping. All you got to do is go to drinktrade.com/SGP. It's more than 40 cups of coffee for free. Get started by taking their coffee quiz at drinktrade.com/SGP and let Trade find you a coffee that you'll love. That's drinktrade.com/SGP for $30 off. Kramer, let's go.
Oh, sorry. I was just getting caught up on all the social fire around this breaking Bud Foster story about the lunch pail. Shout out to fucking Daryl Tapp. Jacksonville, the Jags heading to Atlanta. Falcons laying 4 -190 on the money line, plus 155 for the Jaguars. 36.5 is the total. I mean, thoughts on quarterback play from the Atlanta Falcons so far? Is this just a preseason thing? I mean, Felipe Franks played tight end week 1, played quarterback week 2. Other than that, it's Mariota and Desmond Ritter. I expect. I mean, Arthur Smith is trying to win fucking football games. Mariota's going to play. Ritter's going to play.
No, I mean, they try and win in the first half, like they did against the Jets, and then they completely fall apart in the second half.
Their depth at defense is pretty.
Ryan, the last 20 preseason games for the Falcons, 2-18 against the spread. Now the Jaguars not much better, 2-8. Falcons are 0-6 outright. Last 6 preseason games are favorites. Falcons are turning into the anti-Ravens. I think we see a little bit of life out of this Jags team. I'm taking Jacksonville +4.
Who's the quarterback? Is Beathard are they gonna play him a ton? Why?
Who?
Like it doesn't. Is it going to be Trevor Lawrence?
I think Lawrence will get some run. Yeah.
I don't think Lawrence is supposed to play. I think maybe he'll play a small amount. Beathard is the kind of a veteran backup at this point, right? Do you really need to play him? So it's EJ Perry.
I mean, they didn't.
Is that concerning? It's full blown EJ Perry game.
EJ Perry, yeah, he wasn't great.
I'm gonna go.
They got off to a decent start against the Steelers, and
I'm laying the points.
Fell apart late.
I'm laying the points.
You're laying it.
I'm gonna
2-18.
You know I'm gonna be a Falcons fan this year.
-4 is crazy.
I'm stretching on being a Falcons fan. All right, Rams, Bengals. Wow, just a random. Just a
Super Bowl rematch.
And apologies, this was Sunday at noon for the Jags game. 3 p.m. Sunday for the Super Bowl rematch in the preseason. What are we doing here? Again, why are the Rams having to fly all the way to Cincinnati? Sean, not a great trip as someone who recently took a trip to Ohio.
It's tough.
I'm pissed if I'm Sean McVay here. There's humidity there. There's bugs there. 100% I'm taking the Bengals. No handicap here. I'm playing the teams that have to travel a bunch. I guess I didn't do that with New England, but the teams that have to travel a bunch should just be pissed off.
Well, and the Rams
boycott.
You know, they're not going to play. They're not going to play Stafford, I would imagine.
No.
Wofford looked okay. Little waffling going on there. Bryce Perkins looked okay, but really their back end. I mean, this is a veteran heavy team. Like they fell apart a little bit.
I like the depth
in the
on
second
Bengals
half against the Texans.
I like the idea of seeing.
I mean, the Bengals
Brandon Allen, Jake Browning. Like these are dudes who I think can get it done in preseason week 3. So.
The issue is Zach Taylor is really bad in preseason. 2-7 in the preseason overall. One of the worst records of any head coach in the league.
Not a trends guy, unless we're talking Ravens.
I'm actually gonna go Rams here.
Or first half unders.
Rams. Let's go.
All right, give me the Bengals.
Wolford
Big
and Perkins looked okay. Scourneck, dude, he's running with the first. I'm bringing back the Scourneck first touchdown for opening night.
Yes.
Why not? We're gonna get one of these.
We really have to go there. All right, Arizona, the Cardinals, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. They're heading to Tennessee. Another long trip. Tennessee -3, -155, +135
Sorry,
for
Ryan,
the Cardinals.
The button's broken over here.
37.5 is the total. Is Kyler calling plays? Because if he is, we're taking
him wearing the, and I think I couldn't tell if it was joke or not. I didn't actually investigate, but the headset he was wearing was like a Call of Duty gaming headset. Apparently,
dude, he is so chip on his shoulder, going to be fired up this year.
Oh, it's great. Titans have been good in the preseason.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, this is a Malik Willis play. Like the guy has some in him for sure. Again, I like Malik Willis, rookie of the year, 50-1. You can find that.
Dude, be careful. The Titans fans are going to get us canceled.
Why?
They're so angry. They love
secretly
Ryan
know.
Tannehill.
They secretly know.
No,
they secretly know Malik Willis is the truth.
Maybe that's why they're getting so defensive.
Yeah. Cardinals 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 preseason games. I think it's going to be, similar to what happened against the Ravens, where, they didn't even look horrible, but I just think I think the Titans are just they're pretty solid. Their defense looked pretty good, like back at the end roster against that Bucks team. I watched a decent amount of that game, so I'll go Titans here. I mean, I really
Arizona long travel. They're pissed off.
I really like Malik Willis, so I think he's gonna show out.
Yeah. Chicago heading to Cleveland, 4 p.m. West Coast. Cleveland -4.5, -210 on the money line, +170 for the Bears. 40.5 is the total. All right, this is one of those where it's like, well, obviously we just take the Bears, right?
Yeah, and the Bears. Eberflus seems to, again, small sample size, but he seems to be a guy who cares about the preseason. I think we are going to actually see Justin Fields here.
Yeah,
and their
why
defense,
not? He needs it.
The defense has looked good. Again, I'm not taking too much out of it because this is the preseason, obviously, but I really like Chicago here catching 4.5.
Can't wait to dust off the Eber skin flute. That's going to be his name when he starts sucking. All right. Both taking the dog. That's another money line. Like circle that one and maybe we put that in the money line parlay. Are we doing a round robin this week to get warmed up for the season?
Oh, that
Sean?
might be fun.
Philly heads to Miami. What could the super team get into down in South Beach? Miami -3.5, -180 on the money line. Eagles +150. 38 is the total. If you've done any sort of shallow digging on the Dolphins coach McDaniels, he is getting weirder and weirder by the day.
Very weird.
Very strange. Philly, Sean, you're very close to the situation. You're probably going to tell us about how the Eagles are a good bet here on the money line. I don't know.
Not really. I mean, they don't really particularly care.
I don't really want to lay 3.5 with this Dolphins team, but it's another. It fits my travel model. The Eagles got to be pissed. This is a decently long trip.
Yeah, but they've been down there, and then
but why go? We just get us good sweat, like a hot yoga sweat, in the heat down there.
No, but I mean, they've been doing the joint practices.
No, that's what a lot of this is going on. I'm still calling it bullshit that these teams are traveling so far.
Yeah, I'm going back and forth here. I think this could be. I just don't see where Miami should be laying 3.5. The Eagles aren't a team that really cares about preseason, but to that point, Gardner Minshew's been able to move the ball. Like I think them as a road favorite last week was the perfect time to not take them. We picked Cleveland. Cleveland covered. Eagles won by 1. I feel like this is going to be a very similar low scoring game. A lot of Reed Sinnett.
Who do you like better? Gardner Minshew, Carson Strong, Reed Sinnett, or
Teddy Bridgewater? But Teddy Bridgewater didn't look that great.
Bridgewater, Skylar Thompson, Tua.
And I don't think Tua will play at all this one.
So you'll see probably mostly Skylar Thompson, right? Like, what do you got to play Teddy for? He's going to be your backup. You don't need to see him. So I would say let's take the Eagles. Another money line. I think you dot this one for the money line parlay as well.
Yeah. I don't feel great about it because they seem.
I'm breaking my model though.
They seem super checked out on winning preseason games. I think there are some better dogs here on the preseason ride.
Miami might be checked out too though.
Yeah. No, I know that this one again to me is kind of a stay away. But Ryan, we got a couple more games left before we do that. Hola, me llamo Sean. Me encanta Babbel. That's right. Hello, my name is Sean. I love Babbel. Babbel is again super fun. If you've never learned a second language, now is a great time to start. Maybe you have a trip coming up, whatever it is, or you just want to stretch the elasticity in the old noggin there. Babbel can teach you 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. They got speech recognition technology to help improve your pronunciation and accent, which again, a lot of these don't have that. I've played around with Babbel. It's very easy. I've done other language stuff. I really like Babbel. They put you on a little game plan. You can even do like 5-minute lessons, 10-minute, 15, whatever you have time. I really like the trip option too, because you can just say like, hey, I got a trip coming up. I got to get ready. I want to learn, and you can learn slang. You can learn the local stuff. Really, really cool. And it's good to step out of your comfort zone, learn another language. Hey, maybe there's maybe you're going to maybe there's like an Italian chick you got your eye on. Hey, what better way than to impress her with some Italiano? Right now, you can save up to 60% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/SGP. That's BABBEL.com/SGP for up to 60% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life. Again, this thing is really pretty fun. And hey, last but not least, Elias, the game plan app. Oh man, I'm firing it up right now. This thing has been super helpful. Great at just, player previews, game previews. They got a ton here on the preseason, a bunch of nuggets and, Juju Smith-Schuster, player props, like all different kinds of stuff you want to get involved in. They have you covered. Super helpful in fantasy and betting. Honestly, it's a one-stop shop, perfect resource. And what's cool about Elias, you probably already heard their name a lot of times on like Sports Center or whatever. Like this nugget from the Elias Sports Bureau, they actually have statisticians grinding it out and coming up with these themselves. This isn't just some big data thing going on here. So highly recommend Elias, the game plan app. It's been great. As someone who does a bunch of research, anyone like Elias, one, super respected, two, they do all the heavy lifting for you. So stop messing around. Download the Elias game plan app today. That's the Elias game plan app in the App Store or Play Store. Kramer?
Como se dice Tua sucks. And Espanol. That's what I need to sign up, get my lessons going so we can slander these players in multiple languages. All right. The Commanders. And 4 p.m. on Sunday again. Saturday. We got a nice big slate. The Commanders head to Baltimore, cross the old the Bay. Ravens, they finally did it. They got them up to 7. Smart. Books are getting smarter. Minus 300 on the money line.
Should you buy a half point in this game?
Plus 240 on the money line. First of all, teasers are available in the preseason. 39.5 is the total. All right. What's the handicap here?
I mean, do we bother? They've won 22. I mean, they've won 22 straight preseason games in a row. 19 2-1 ATS.
Why stop now?
Yeah, I mean, even we could lose 5 in a row and we'll still be up lifetime. I mean, I could tell you, and the Commanders are really bad. They are 1-10 against the spread in their last 11 preseason games. 0-7 against the spread as preseason underdogs. But does any of that matter?
No.
Yeah, I mean, come on, let's go.
None of it matters.
I'm adding it to the show lock, Brian.
Yeah, of course. Put in the preseason. We
somehow these lines. I feel like we picked it at 6.5, and then it closed at 5.5. Like somehow they're moving these lines.
The sharps see all the value in that 7 point. It's unbelievable. All right, 4:30 on Saturday. Bucks, they head to Indy to take on the Colts. Colts minus 5.5, minus 240 on the money line. Bucks plus 240 is the total. I don't really have thoughts on this one.
Both teams are winless this preseason.
Like Bucks only don't care.
Bucks only put up 3 points last week against the Titans. Bucks really just don't give a shit about the preseason at all. Colts, Jack Cohn kind of looked good late. I don't know if I can take them laying 5.5 though.
You kind of have to though, right?
Yeah, I'm going Indy just because I think
this Bucks
Tampa
team,
Bay is
this is like a
out.
tryout for 2 spots on the roster for the Bucks.
I'm going Colts. I don't feel great about it. Maybe you put it in that tease you were talking about, right?
Interesting. Minnesota, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Minnesota heads to Denver. This is a pick'em, straight pick'em, -110 both ways. 36 is the total. Another one where, my instincts would suggest leaning towards the team that has more depth than the Vikings, but
Vikings are really bad in preseason. I mean, they were like a 5.
But are you really itching to bet this Broncos team in this spot?
Yeah, I like the Broncos.
Home. It kind of fits the travel model.
Well, right. It's elevation early on in the season.
That's fair.
I mean, these guys are still getting into shape, and now you're getting Denver as a pick'em.
I just think
Vikings are really bad in preseason.
But Denver has the model or the roster type of where there a lot of scrubs.
If it wasn't the Vikings, who are 1-5 against the spread last 6 preseason, you could maybe talk me into it.
There's a little Mike Zimmer in there though. You got to remember. All right, Jets Giants Sunday 10 a.m. Little trial run in the proper kickoff slot. Giants laying 3 -160 on the money line. Jets +130. 38 is the total. Jets really tried to win last week. The Giants are pretty fucking injured, and I don't know if they have a ton of depth deep on their roster. So I'm gonna say that
Jets have turned into a decent preseason team.
I think the team is
5-1 ATS.
I think you take the Jets. Maybe this is the third.
I mean, they turned it on the second half against the Falcons for that Monday night game. They're coming on short rest, right?
Yeah, sure. If that matters, I guess these guys are trying to make the team. I will tell you
I don't know why are
if you listen to anything about if you listen to players, this game does seem to matter. Like they don't want to lose to the Jets. So we'll see how the scrap is, but I would lean towards the Jets. They seem to be trying to be the superstars. The preseason last game, Hard Knocks, the send off 1:30 Sunday afternoon slate. Lions +4.5 in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh -200 +165 for the Lions. 38.5 is the total. I mean, what are we doing here? There's no Hard Knocks hype here.
No, I mean I'm scared to lay 4.5, but the trend is getting pretty good here of fading the. I got it here. It's 21-33. Hard Knocks teams are against the spread.
Oh, and you're getting Tomlin, right?
Yeah, Tomlin, who again they didn't look great last week, but they did get that sneaky win over the Jags. I still think they have. You could make a case the best preseason quarterbacks out there. I still think they want to see a little bit more from Kenny Pickett.
It's interesting.
Mason Rudolph, right? They might be trading him. Mitch Trubisky sounds like he might not be the starter. Either way, I think any of those and David Blau and Boyle are pretty rough. So
will that surprise you?
Will what surprise me?
I guess I don't know. But will it surprise you if Mitch doesn't start the season?
A little bit, yeah. But I mean, watching that game, I could see how you could come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Like at some point, if you don't want to lose the locker room, you do have to play the best players. Now that certainly it's baptism by fire. If you're going to make Kenny Pickett his first start in Cincinnati,
I'd rather wait, right?
But I mean, he's looked way better. He has a great connection with Freiermuth. I love what I've seen out of Kenny Pickett. I'm going Pittsburgh all the way here. Kramer, are you going to get cute?
No, let's take Pittsburgh.
All right. Now time for the Lock Dog Tease.
Sorry, I'm doing a best ball draft.
#Legends only.
All right, Kramer, give us 2 locks and a dog. And of course, we already gave out our pod bonus lock of Baltimore -7.
Yeah, don't be dumb.
Put that in the lock pile.
Take that. We're going to lock up. I think it would be irresponsible to not lock up Houston +4. That just seems very obvious. And I guess I'll take Buffalo +6 as well. I don't know. Carolina, I'm taking some points. As far as a dog, this Seattle team might be horrible. You're never going to hear this on the show again, but we're going to go Cowboys money line.
Ryan.
Plus 240.
That is a disgusting act.
Well, McCarthy thinks his seat is hot. He's going to need to make sure he gets a win under his belt because Jerry's getting old enough to not know. Teaser.
Yeah.
No, come on.
Are you doing a tease?
I am going to do a tease.
Okay.
I'm going to take New England +7. We're going to take Houston +10.
Okay.
And we're going to take Baltimore -1. Actually, let's scratch New England and make it Kansas City +7.
AC +7.
That's
right.
nice. That's a real nice tease.
Here we go.
You remember how fun teases, guys? This was a real nice tease. Oh, all home action.
Chicago +4.5.
Oh, nice. You're going around the turn.
Yeah, I like Chicago.
A U-turn McGillicuddy, some say.
Tennessee -3. Riding my boys. Justin Fields, Malik Willis. 4 by money line dog. Man, I like Houston and I like Buffalo. I'll go. And what did you? Oh, those were what you used as your locks. I'll go Buffalo money line, and then I'll give out a tease. But before I forget this, Buffalo, Chicago.
This is the money line parlay.
Houston,
Oh,
round
yeah.
robin,
Oh, yeah.
money line parlay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna put it in bright green. We'll remember what this means.
This is like the scene in Wolf of Wall Street where Matthew McConaughey is just pounding his chest.
For my tease, Baltimore -1, Jets up to 9.
Wow, that's reckless and
then Jags +10.
just started a draft. Christian McCaffrey, Mark Andrews, T Higgins. Feeling good about it.
Is that FFPC? What are we talking?
Underdog, baby.
Underdog. Hey,
Look.
underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
Cooper Kupp went in the first pick that time. I was a 3 pick. We should do a best ball this week, Sean. We should cram one in.
All right. That could probably be arranged. Thank you everyone tuning in. Check out the College Football Win Totals podcast. Obviously, our 32 NFL team previews alive and well. Check those guys out. Toss us a nice rating review on Apple Podcasts. Screenshot it. Send it in via the SGPN app. And yeah, that'll do it. We'll be back this afternoon if you're watching live on YouTube to talk Week 0 college football.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Real football bets.
Happy birthday, Kramer. Let it ride.